century. We want to make sure our children have the same opportunities that we were given and even took for granted. So we need a president who is ready on day one with the solutions for the problems facing America. And I have gone all across this state and all across this country speaking very specifically about the solutions I'm offering, because I want you to understand what I will do if I'm your president. I want you to hold me accountable. I don't want you to leave my speeches and say, that was wonderful, but what's going to happen next? You know, some people did vote for George Bush back in 2000 because he said he was a compassionate conservative, remember? Now, nobody knew what that meant, but it sure did sound good. So I'm being very specific for a purpose. We've got to rebuild the relationship of trust and accountability between our president and our people. And it cannot wait. It must begin next January. That means we need a president who will begin to turn this economy around and to get it to start working for hardworking Americans. It's not right that all of the benefits that have happened in terms of income growth in this country over the last 7 years have gone disproportionately to the wealthiest of Americans. 90% of the income growth has gone to 10% of the people. Most middle-class families are not getting ahead. And I remember a time when that was the case. You know, during this campaign, occasionally I hear someone criticize the 1990s, and that's fair, because in an election you can criticize anything, as I certainly have learned. So when people criticize the 1990s, I'm always curious. I ask myself, well, which didn't they like, the peace or the prosperity? Because I thought we were doing well and making progress together. And that's what I want to see again. We saw the creation of more than 22 million new jobs. More people lifted out of poverty than at any time in our nation's history, because a good job is still the best anti-poverty program. Fiscal responsibility. We ended with a balanced budget and a surplus. And look where we are today. That balanced budget and surplus has been literally thrown away. This president took us to war and refused to pay for it. Gave tax cuts to the wealthy and refused to pay for it. So now we have the biggest deficit we've ever had and a $9 trillion debt. Every baby born in America, and in church today we saw a precious little girl get christened. That baby was born with $30,000 of debt on her tiny shoulders. She didn't have anything to do with that.